Alright everyone, one second. Surely it isn't pronounced Gojak. It can't be. I already shout that enough at every single Rangers games. How can I be doing it twice?
Glorious. No, I won't give in till I'm victorious.
Today's video we discuss the latest and most delicious Rangers rumour of the week. Now before we go any further on to today's video though, I need to give a massive thank you for yesterday because it was truly overwhelming and mind-blowing how many people took their time out of their day just to simply say happy birthday to me. That was genuinely incredible, so thank you to each and every single person. And as always, in case you are new around here and you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, it's free, it's right down there, it doesn't cost you anything, it just helps us, the nation, well and truly on our way towards 55k. So if you could help out, that'd be absolutely tremendous. But we've got a delicious Rangers rumour that's been asked, that's been sent in YouTube comments, it's been sent on Instagram and sent to me on Twitter asking if this is real. Well, let's talk about it. The latest player linked with the Glasgow Rangers is Amer Gojak. Now, I know what you're thinking, CJ, you've absolutely brutalised that name, and I probably have. But I'm trying, honestly. And that's the sad part, I think. Now, one of the first interesting things that really grabbed me about this storyline is it comes just a couple days after Steven Gerrard says he expects to sign 2 more players before the end of the window. What chance have I got to say Amer Gojak's name properly if I can't even say window properly? Come on! But back to the man himself then, shall we, in the way that the press are reporting this. Now, the press are kind of suggesting that this man right here is one of the 2 that Rangers are looking to bring in, and one of the main reasons behind this narrative is the fact that Rangers scouts were out watching him just recently in the Croatian Super Cup final, where he actually put out a star performance. He ended up scoring the only goal in the game and looked head and shoulders above the majority of the players playing. And the simple way to dive into that truth is, yes, there was Rangers scouts there watching the Croatian Cup final, but there's no guarantees or there's no suggestion that they were just here for him. They were not only there to watch him. I mean, Gerrard just recently, I think it was around about the February, March time, he says he's sending a lot of his scouts out to watch a lot of football and a lot of players to see and try and identify real talent that they can bring to the Glasgow Rangers. He says he expects a lot of transfer speculation out of this. So is that just a case in point of what Steven Gerrard said just a couple months ago? Ranger scouts out there watching football just to report back to Rangers, not there for a certain individual, but the press have jumped on it, and this is why we have today's clickbait video. So whether this is real or just simply made up from speculation, the fact that Rangers scouts were there and he scored the winning goal, let's sit back and reflect on this man's player profile and see if we should be signing him or not. Now, Amer is 22 years old, he stands at 6 foot tall, and his position, you're going to love this, is centre attacking mid. Now, he's an attacking midfield player that's praised a lot with his ability to create chances pretty much out of nothing. If you're looking at this guy, if you're watching his highlights, if you're watching him during games, whatever, you'll notice he is always looking for that killer pass. He's certainly not afraid to try it, and if it does fail, he's willing to try it the next time he touches the ball. Confidence is certainly not an issue with this lad. And as we mentioned earlier on in today's video, he can put the ball into the back of the net as well, and that's something he's looking to do on a more consistent basis going forward. He's been on record saying he wants to add more goals to his game. Now, he has Europa League experience, but also more importantly Champions League experience. Now, last season he didn't play any Champions League football, but he did play in 6 Champions League qualifiers, but the season before he played 3 Champions League group stage games as well at 22 years old. That is pretty damn impressive. Now, diving into some more stats then, shall we, reflecting on his last season that he played 43 games in total, he scored 4 goals and got 4 assists as well. Now, there's something else that stands out about this guy that just always makes me laugh. It's the ability to pick up yellow cards. He picked up 10 last season, which is actually pretty damn impressive. That's 1 every 4 games, and what I've managed to find about him, he's not scared of the rough and tumble. In fact, he likes getting amongst it. Imagine him playing in attacking midfield behind Alfredo Morelos. Carnage. Actually, the more you think about him and Alfredo Morelos playing together week in and week out, we better, and I mean better, start practicing with 9 men. Yeah, get that going. But all joking and that aside, when you look back at season stats, yes, they don't jump out at you, yes, they're not fantastic, but I can honestly say, I've done a lot of these player profiles now. If you've been a long time viewer of the channel, you know that, but this is probably one of the most talented players that I've actually reviewed on the channel, and I cannot express this enough. The amount of chances that this guy creates per 90 minutes is vicious. It's just really, really unfortunate, and if I'm honest, it's a sin against the guy that his teammates couldn't hit a barn door with a shotgun. It's frightening the stats he could really have with a striker and a finisher up top. Now, as always, let's take a step back and look at this man's overall in football and CV. He has played a very impressive 165 games. He has 18 goals to name, 16 assists and 32 yellow cards. Weirdly, he's only ever been sent off once. Least he can control himself. And one of the most impressive parts about reviewing his footballing CV, he has 6 international caps already at 22 years old for Bosnia, who isn't the worst team in the world. That's a hard team to break into, and he's proven it, and he's been consistent at the international level as well. And if you've been paying attention to these player profiles that we've done on today's video and then sort of comparing with the players that actually do sign with the football club, it seems to always, and I mean always, be people that can play in multiple positions. It's almost like something that Gerrard demands from every single signing. You saw that in Joe Aribo, you saw that in Ojo. Players need to be able to play anywhere. And once again, this guy ticks another Steven Gerrard box, because when you look at it, he's maybe the most flexible player positionally, stop it you, out of everyone we've reviewed. Because when you look at it, he's played 46 games at the attacking midfield spot, where he's got 7 goals and 8 assists to his name. He has played 11 games in defensive mid, so complete opposite and completely different role, but he's still got a pretty impressive output from there as well, chipping in with 2 goals and 1 assist. Centre midfield, he's played 10 games and once again got 2 goals and 1 assist to his name. Consistency. And I'm not making this up at all. He has also played left mid, left wing, right wing, and the most impressive out of them all, he's also played 2 games in his career starting as the striker, and in those 2 games that he started up front, he has 2 goals to his name. 100% goal ratio. The boy can literally play everywhere. Now the next part is going to be the competition for places. Now I know you probably hate this part of the video, because once again I have to sit here and tell you guys something you already know. We are absolutely stacked in the midfield position. If the midfield was a PS4 game, we've completed it twice over. We've even platinumed it. However, if you dive in deeper and you think about the potential formations that we could play in the year, at the attacking midfield player role, if we're just to play him in that one position, which is his best position if you look at his output, we only really have Scotty Arfield and Ojo that's able to play consistently at that spot. So let's quickly move away from the competition for places, because I know you're absolutely sick to death of hearing about it, but that's us all done and dusted with Gojak's player profile. That's it all broke down, that's his stats, and that's everything you pretty much need to know about the man. So let's turn away from the player and let's discuss the chances of signing him. Now, as we mentioned earlier on in today's video, yes, we sent scouts out and they were there and they watched him put out a star performance, but again, there's no confirmation that we were just there to see him. Gerrard has said in the past that he's sending scouts out everywhere to help identify future targets. And the biggest stumbling block for this entire thing is the fact that his contract still has a couple of years left. It doesn't expire till 2022. And the fact that when you type in this guy's name, he's linked with pretty much everyone. A lot of clubs with that silly TV money for down south were just willing to spend whatever. And if you look at it, if the £7 million valuation is right on this laddie, isn't even nothing to them. 7 million is nothing. They'd cough at that amount. So yeah, a lot of teams are linked to this laddie. And if this deal does go ahead and happen, it's certainly because he wants to come up here. It's certainly not for the moolah he could be getting elsewhere. So with all that being said, we've now reached the end of today's video. That's his player profile broken down and looking at his contract status and the chances of signing him. Now, all that's left is for me and thee to get their thoughts and opinions about this lad. So now that you've heard about his player profile, if it was up to you, would you sign Amer Gojak? And 2, do you think this deal will happen? While you guys are getting your thoughts and opinions out there, I'll give you mine very, very briefly. 1, would I sign him? Absolutely. This guy is a slam dunk. Like, I tried to find negatives about this guy, but he genuinely just looks incredible. But that leads me to number 2. Do I think the signing will happen? If we did sign him though, it'd be absolutely hilarious, because can you imagine if we signed an up-and-comer for £7 million, what that would do elsewhere? So now that me and thee have had their say, it's time to jump over to Twitter and hear from the people. There's been 963 votes already. Thank you so much for getting involved. 48% of the people votes for no, they don't want Rangers to sign him. But 52% obviously votes for yes. That is by far the tightest poll we have ever had for a player breakdown. But just barely, and I mean barely, the people want him. So let's see what they've had to say. Bazbowski. And Bazbowski writing in is actually reminding me that I have to wear this. Now, if you don't know, I was on the Bazcast 3000, which is Bazzy's podcast, and I lost, and this is my forfeit, wearing this cheeky little number in a video. It's got zebras on it. Anyway, Bazbowski writes in, we're going to need a bigger team bus. Need another striker, in my opinion. Philip Ewan McGregor says, sounds like a yogurt. But he continues by saying, but I'd say yes, haven't heard of him, but could be the number 10 that we need going forward. Lewis Aird says, we don't need a cam. There we are. Swings and roundabouts, as they say. James Hunter says, I thought Arabo was our cam. Do we need him? Pistol 7892. I like the last two numbers. He writes in, not for me, as surely we are over-resourced in the middle of the park. Rangers Bant says, would cost a bit, to be fair, would he know, pal? Yes, he would, Rangers Bants. Says, had a look at him last night and he's highly rated and we were at his game at the weekend. Jack the Jackie shows? Shows what, Jackie? Who is he? But yes, I guess. Thank you. Lee Wren writes in, just want Wallace back and a tub of Pringles. Oh well, looks like Ross Watson's got a new account and got bored, doesn't he? Mitch writes in, should be investing our money elsewhere unless he can play up front. Well, technically he can. He has 2 goals and 2 appearances up front. Maybe that's why we're bringing him in. Kenny writes in, who loves you, baby? And the last one we'll read out in tonight's video, we'll scroll up here, we'll scroll down here, and we'll... Oh, I clicked on one I've already clicked. And we'll stop it right here. It comes from Stephen McDonald. And he writes in, see if you can get a swap deal for Grezda, because he's mince. Fair. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. You've heard from the people, you've heard from myself. If you haven't done so already, get your thoughts and opinions down there in the comment section below. That is why the channel exists. Before we wrap up, shout out to the absolute legends on the Patreon's account for their continued support on the channel. If you would like to support the channel, link for that is down there in the description below. And as always, I've been CJOver92. Thank you for taking time out your day to sit and watch me talk about the football. Thanks for watching, and bye.